Hey guys, welcome to the True Blue Riffcast with your hosts, Jeremy and Dave. My name is Christine DeBelle, but many of you know me as Susan from A Talking Cat. And as you know, I have to go and get my cheese puffs out of the oven. So have a great time with Jeremy and Dave. See you soon.
Thanks, Christine. This is the True Blue Riffcast, the number one Riff Tracks podcast in the world. I am Jeremy, and I am joined, as always, by...
Yes, hello, my name's Dave. I'm actually here.
Yeah, woo!
Oh, man.
And I'm
not walking around in the cornfields and everything. This is amazing.
Oh, so how you doing, Dave?
Doing great. It feels like we just did this.
I know, like only a couple days ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, so welcome to our regular time slot, Sunday evenings, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be doing this on a regular basis, and we got lots to talk about today. I don't know where I'm going right now. Actually, my brain just moved. See, this is the thing. When we record these, we can edit this out.
Yeah, there's no more. Jeremy, we don't have welcome back from the edit to save us anymore.
Nope. We got to just do a good job the first time, and if we don't, then we sit here with egg on our face.
Yeah, and I got to be on my very best behavior because guys, you don't know this. You don't know this. Before, when we weren't doing this live, 2 weeks ago, I'm just on my worst behavior. I will say some of the most awful things just because I know Jeremy will have to edit it out later.
Yeah,
it's
he likes
hilarious.
giving me work to do. But now he can't do that, so...
Yeah. So I gotta act like I can't drop any F-bombs, any C-bombs. No, it's going to be very hard. It's going to be very, very hard.
Yep.
So I'm just going to pop
be
out
very
the chat
difficult, but you're doing well.
Thank you, I appreciate that, and so are you. How was your weekend? I heard
My
you saw
weekend,
a movie.
Yes, I did. I went and saw the newest entry in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, which we'll talk about in a minute because we've got some box office stuff to go over. I kind of skimmed through a movie called Templar Nation.
Oh, God.
And I got a job promotion, so it's been a pretty good week.
Hooray! For those of you who don't know, Templar Nation was a movie that I helped make in the year 2012, and it's I actually am credited on IMDb on there. We were talking about IMDb, and I showed Jeremy my IMDb page. If you want to check that out, it's Sugar Ray Dodge there at IMDb. It has all the short films and nonsense that I was involved in when I was involved in the amateur film business here in the great state of Utah. I don't really hang out with those people anymore because they're kind of all insane. But I was active for a number of years, wrote a number of short films, and helped make one feature film called Templar Nation. So if you want to check it out,
it's got some wonderful reviews on IMDb too.
Does it? I haven't read. I actually riffed it with my riffing partner Vinny Ferrari, aka the AOL call guy, a few years ago. We riffed it for my now defunct movie riffing show, SRD's Movie Night, and it's a colossal pile of garbage, I gotta say. But we had fun making it, and I knew what it was. I knew that it was a bad movie the whole time, so I had fun. I had stories to tell about it, and I might even tell those stories if Riff Tracks ever decides to riff this movie.
I like this.
Come here on.
I like this sentence. The only good thing about this movie is that they only wasted $300,000 to make it. Where they spent that much, I have no idea. There's no effects. Fighting choreography is lousy. Maybe it was just Eric Estrada's salary.
Yeah, a lot of it went to Eric Estrada.
Yeah, I'm sure it did.
And also, the director is not the director. What am I saying? Brian Vance is a wonderful man. The writer, Joseph James, is a horrible, horrible businessman and likes to waste tons of his family's money. And he's been in hiding for a number of years. No one can find him to get the money that he owes them. It's both depressing and hilarious at the same time. So.
Nice.
I know a number of people Joseph James owes money to.
Yeah, well, we don't need to get
Not me.
that.
I didn't get paid. I didn't get paid anything for my work on Templar Nation. So,
but were you supposed to?
no, I was like, no, I just want to be in it just so I could be in Templar Nation because I saw Joseph James' first movie, Masonic Map. Well, it wasn't really his first movie, but whatever. It's first of a series that he does that are that are based in like Templar and the Crusades and Mason Hobo Jobo and stuff like that. And it was awful, and I just had the most fun time. And I was like, Riff Tracks has to do this. I've put it up. It's in an ideas.rifftracks.com Masonic Map. I think Templar Nation is in there too. So hey, if you guys want to go vote for that, go vote for Templar Nation and the Masonic Map at ideas.rifftracks.com, and maybe Riff Tracks will do it.
Yeah. But you can see a silhouette of Dave getting his butt kicked.
Yeah. I get killed a lot in that movie. I get killed a lot in that movie in my silhouette work. Anytime you see in Templar Nation oh gosh, this was almost 10 years ago. Oh no. But anytime you see a long-haired silhouette, just like getting like getting cut down or something, or anytime you see a long-haired silhouette at all, it's definitely me. So, yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, we do have a lot to get into today. We're going to be taking a look at the riff of Julie and Jack. We're going to be taking a look at Fungicide. And we've got a short review of Riff Track Shorts coming up right after we take a look at the weekend box office. So, number one movie, no surprise here, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Is
it Shang-Chi?
Shang-Chi, yes.
Shang-Chi, not Shang.
Not
Shang
Shang-Chi.
Tsung.
Yeah, not like Shang Tsung, Shang-Chi. Took in, so far this weekend, $83 million. $83.5 million. And there's still... tomorrow, because this is Labor Day weekend, so they still count tomorrow as part of it. But so far this weekend has taken in $83.5 million. The number 2 movie right now is Candyman, the sequel to the original Candyman movie. Third is Free Guy, Paw Patrol in at number 4, and The Rock with Jungle Cruise in 5th place.
What? Okay, so like when all the movies were piling up last year, when like, okay, we're not going to release any movies because no one's going to the movies because it's the end of the world or whatever, and we're like, well, next year there's going to be a whole bunch of blockbusters. There's going to be a earth-shattering great movie coming out like every other weekend. It hasn't seemed like it.
No.
Like, where are all these great movies? We're supposed to get all the great movies from last year and all the great movies that's supposed to come out this year. It's just like, it seems like we're getting Paw Patrol coming in at number 3.
And I'm surprised it's making that much because, again, it's available to watch at no extra charge on Paramount Plus.
What? It is?
Yeah, you can watch it as long as you have a subscription to Paramount Plus. You can watch it for free, like no extra charge, not like the Disney Premiere stuff. It's just there, like HBO Max does, and you can just watch it at home with your kids whenever you want. But that's still
hilarious,
making money in the box office. So I mean, not a ton of money. It's been out for a while, but it's 31 million overall. I don't know. It's still for a freaking Paw Patrol movie. 31 million is pretty good.
Speaking of box office, and this ties in with Riff Tracks because it is directly Riff Tracks related, but it's also tied into the time of a riff we're about to discuss. The Force Awakens, the new do you remember that? Do you remember a time 6 years ago when The Force Awakens was the new Star Wars? Yeah, it was 6 years ago.
Yes.
All that long time ago. That was 6 years ago. Now,
oh my gosh.
If Disney had stuck to the one movie a year pattern that they had with the original trilogy and with the sequel trilogy, not the sequel trilogy, the prequel trilogy, like one every 3 years, you had Star Wars come out in 1977. 3 years after that, 1980, is The Empire Strikes Back. And 3 years after that is Return of the Jedi in 1983. Then with the prequel trilogy, you have Phantom Menace in 1999, Attack of the Clones in 2002, and Revenge of the Sith in 2005. Okay, so between movie 1 and movie 3 is 6 years. So I'm just saying that if they'd done it right,
we would just be getting episode 8.
We would just be getting episode 9 this year.
Episode 9, sorry.
Episode 9, yeah.
Yeah, you said between 1 and 3. Duh, never mind.
Yeah, between movie 1 and movie 3.
Yeah.
In each respective trilogy. Yeah. So I'm just wondering, fan backlash being what it was for The Last Jedi, and to corporate meddling just totally wrecking episode 9.
Yeah.
I really got to wonder if it had been Force Awakens comes out, don't change Force Awakens at all. That's a fantastic movie. Then episode 8 comes out in 2018 instead of 2017, and then episode 9 comes out in 2021 instead of 2019. What would that trilogy like what does that trilogy look like in that fantasy world compared to what we have?
Unfortunately, we're never going to know.
Yeah. But, it just kind of blows my mind a little bit. It's just like, wow, it's like we're actually at the point where if they had done it the way that they used to do it, we'd be getting episode 9 now. And it's crazy to think just how much time has really passed since 2015. It's, I don't know, like the passage of time. We're old men. We're old men now in our 40s.
Yeah.
Time goes by a lot faster now, as opposed to being in our 20s and stuff, which is all of our, which I'm sure all of our fantastic loyal podcast viewers, listeners are definitely all younger than us.
Oh,
so, yeah.
Oh man. Speaking of being old, Dave.
Yeah.
Here, let me do this first. We gotta do this first. Hang on.
Yes.
All right. This is gonna be an awkward segue now. Speaking of being old now, when you were a kid, Dave, did you ever want a doll?
Did I ever want a doll?
Yeah.
I wanted do action figures count? Sure, yeah, why not?
No, like an actual doll, like a baby doll or.
I don't recall.
Oh, well, I know one little boy at least that wanted a doll, and his name was William. See how awkward that was? That was terrible segue.
The doll William?
William's doll. That's the short we're taking a look at today for our short review of Riff Track shorts. And I didn't actually write that down. I should have. It probably would have went a little smoother than I had it.
That's
in my
okay.
head, but
that's okay. Take 2. We'll do a welcome back from the edit.
No. It's fine. We're already into it, Dave. We might as well just keep barreling forward. Here we go.
Yeah, let's just keep going. Oh, there's a commenter in the comments. Vanderpool man asks what keeps going off. I'm not sure what he's talking about, but
I heard it a couple times. It was kind of like a doo doo, like a little alert noise or something. I don't know if that's something on one of our ends somewhere. I don't know.
Well,
if it goes off again, please let us know. Thank you for
yes,
that.
we will try to take care of that.
But today's short is William's Doll, released by Riff Tracks August 5th, 2010.
Ooh, so
Yeah, so nine years ago.
No.
No. Oh my gosh.
No. Longer, Jeremy.
My brain is old and I can't math properly.
11 years ago.
11 years ago. I was trying to make it less painful, I think, subconsciously, and so my brain just spit out that wrong number. 11 years ago, yes. But this is a short. It's actually based on some book, I guess. I don't know. I already forgot what it was. But and I just watched this again for the first time in a while, like a couple hours ago, so that just shows how addled my old man brain is. But
that's correct.
William, his birthday's coming up. There, I just heard the doo-doo-doo-doo again. Must be something on your end. I don't know.
Well, then why can't I hear it?
I don't know. Maybe it's something with our using Messenger audio or something. I don't know. Anyway, yes, so William, his dad asks him what he wants for his birthday, and he says he wants a doll. And William's dad says, you can't have a doll. Dolls are for girls. How about a nice football helmet? Those are for boys. And this is...
Wow.
Yeah. So, some time passes. It's his birthday. We see his birthday party. He opens up the present from his parents, and it is, of course, a football helmet. Later that evening, he's sitting and talking to his grandfather. And his grandfather's like, I think there's something else you wanted for your birthday, isn't there? And he's like, yeah, I wanted a doll. And so William's grandpa takes him to the store the next day and buys him a doll. And
this is uncomfortable.
Yeah, there's a nice conversation between Dad and Grandpa in this where Grandpa is recollecting about the Raggedy Andy doll that Dad had when he was William's age. And he's like, well, it's not really the same thing. And the Grandpa's like, yeah, it is. It's the same thing. And he's like, you used to take that thing everywhere. Remember how upset you got the one time we took a trip to the cabin and you forgot it at home? You cried yourself to sleep, and I drove the 50 miles at night after you went to bed to go get it for you. And
that is dumb.
I got the biggest hug from your mom the next morning. Yeah, I'm sure he got a hug. And
oh, Jeremy. Dude.
It ends with William leaving the doll in the house to go play football with some other boys. But yeah,
okay.
That's William's doll. It's like, I get what they're going for here, like
love your kids or something.
Yeah, like it's not gonna hurt to do something like that. They're just toys or whatever. And William just wants it because he wants to show it things and take it around and talk to it. And yeah, it is very funny. There's a joke about him being the inventor of the real doll when he was a kid. And yeah, how much money he was going to make off of his new idea that he had after looking at this other girl's little dolly. And stuff like that. But it's good. It's a great short. It's definitely one that you should at least watch once, if nothing else.
I'll have to pick it up.
It is available with the Riff Tracks Friends streaming subscription service for $5.99 a month. Not an ad. Just
Riff Tracks doesn't pay us.
No,
I think it's time to dispel the rumor once again that we have Riff Tracks' ear and that we get our marching orders from Riff Tracks. It's no, it's not. That
would be nice though. I mean,
yeah, they don't. I mean, sometimes they will give us the heads up on a thing or two if we ask.
Yeah,
but generally we're not in the loop, guys.
Nope. Nope.
Yeah.
We're just casual acquaintances.
We're just fans. Yeah.
We're just fans. Although, again, if maybe they were looking for an official Riff Tracks podcast,
Hey,
we could be the official maybe. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Nothing. You know. Oh boy.
Please love us.
Just notice us is all we ask, please.
Notice us, senpai.
I was trying not to go there, Dave. Oh man.
Oh great.
So
anyway,
I think we need to move on and continue our discussion of all things James Wen here on the True Blue Riffcast.
Oh yes, yeah.
And let's talk about the 2015 riff, Julie and Jack.
Wow, what a great riff this is. This is like, I remember like for me. Now, this isn't to say they haven't done quality work since, because they absolutely 100% have. But for me, 2015 is peak riff tracks. That's when it's just like every riff, it seems like, is just like A3+, like all year long. It was insane, just like the quality of not that just the movie selection, but of like the jokes and just everything about riff tracks in 2015 to me is like gilded in just like awesomeness. And Julie and Jack is one of those. It's like James Wen made another movie. I mean, we all know that he made other movies, but it's like they got it. Like, we have to do this, and so you get Julie and Jack. And I remember talking to Connor and Sean for the Riff Wiki about a lot of stuff in 2015. And I remember saying to them at the time that, guys, this is like, Julie and Jack is like not just Birdemic, but it's also like elements of The Room all mixed up. It's crazy. It's just like, and I hadn't seen it in a bit, and I kind of forgot a little bit about it. And I was like, oh crap, we got to talk about Julie and Jack, and I'm going to look like an asshole because I don't remember anything about it. So, I'm sorry. I just swore. Welcome back from the edit, everybody. So, I'm going to look like a blank hole. So I went back and I just watched just like the very, very tiny little bit of the beginning. And I was like, oh, wait, I remember this movie. I remember it all. Yes, this is, so I sat there and I watched just watched the riff, and I was just like, just basked in just how funny it is, and just like how much riff tracks just like means to like me, and just like how I can just like sit and just bask in the awesomeness of this great thing. I was just like, this is riff tracks right here. This is gold. This is special.
Yeah, there's this is such a good riff, and honestly, I think I'm just gonna throw this out there. Definitely a better movie, at least. I don't know. Not necessarily a better movie. It's a better movie than Birdemic. I'm just gonna say it's a better movie than.
Okay.
Birdemic.
Are you trying to put me in a position where I'm gonna have to say that one of James Wen's movies is good? Because I'm not gonna do that, good. Jeremy.
I'm not saying good.
I mean, like, it's all hot. Like, it's all hot garbage. Like Replica. Like Julie and Jack was James Wen's first movie,
and I think it's better than Birdemic.
It is better than Birdemic. It's definitely better than Replica.
Oh yeah,
but it's his first movie. Replica was his second. It's 2005 movie, and then he made Birdemic in 2008. But the thing is that, you know, with most things creative, you can see like even if you're trash, like James Wen is, because he's a trash, garbage, awful person and a movie maker all around, and he should feel bad about himself because he's awful. But even if you're like that kind of awful, you're still gonna improve. He doesn't. He gets worse with each movie he does. Like Julie and Jack was like peak James Wen, and then it's just like crap slide down into the sewer after that.
Yeah, and now we got sea eagles to look forward to.
Yeah, that. Let's get to the last episode where we talk about that and the latest update in Brontosaurus Man. I kind of feel bad making fun of that guy's looks a little bit, but he's in Birdemic 3. It's
it's just he's super.
I don't know
tall.
what to do
That's
for
it.
him.
That's the only thing.
Yeah.
He's super tall.
Yeah.
And maybe
And he has
James
a
Wan is
really
just
long
really
neck.
short too, but
Anyway, Julie and Jack. Should we talk about the plot?
yeah. So Jack is a guy who sells computer chips.
And can't get to work on time.
Can't get to work on time. Can't complete a sale for anything in at least the first part of the movie.
Yeah.
And he of course has a extra horny best friend.
Well, okay. Well, before we get to the extra horny best friend, we got to talk about the meeting they have. We're at Stella Chip Corporation, where they're selling Stella chips.
Yeah.
It's like, get out there, sell, sell, sell. And it should be pointed out that the actor playing Jack's boss is none other than Dr. G or Professor G, Mr. God from Replica, and more notably, Dr. Jones from Birdemic, Shock and Terror. He's of the James trilogy of Julian Jack Replica and Birdemic. He's one of James Wen's hat tricks. He's in all three. I think Natalie's mom is in all three.
I think so.
Who else is in all three?
Yeah, Patsy Van Edinger. I don't know. I know Tippi Hedren is in more than one. Technically,
okay, look, Tippi Hedren. Well, okay, we'll get to Tippi Hedren later. I don't want to jump the gun, but
I mean,
hanging out with my family guy, I don't think is in Replica.
No, I don't remember seeing him in Replica. He is in this.
Yeah, he is in this, and we'll get to that. But for the sake of moving things along, because we're live.
Yes.
The known hat tricks are minus Tippi Hedren because she doesn't really count.
Right.
Are Dr. Jones and Natalie's mom. We'll just use their Birdemic names because it's easier.
Yeah.
So anyway, Dr. Jones is Jack's boss. He says, "Hey, you suck. If you don't step it up, I'm going to fire you." Which is what they say to Joe. His name's Joe in Replica, right?
I think
the
so.
salesman.
It's hard to keep all this straight, guys.
Anyway, I think his name is Joe. So, but he's a software.
Joe, Jack, and Rod. I mean,
yeah, Joe, Jack, and Rod. Yeah. Oh, jeez. But anyway, so he goes to.
Yeah, his name's Joe.
Like he gets all depressed and he goes. Oh, they're in San Francisco. That's important to note. That becomes important later. That they actually live in the city of San Francisco.
Yes.
So Joe goes to his best friend's house, who is actively engaged in sexual intercourse.
Hang on, my headphones just died, so that I got to switch the audio back over to the speakers.
Oh dear.
All right, we should be good now.
Okay. Anyway, I was saying that Mark, which is the horny friend, I was saying that there's no nice way to say this, but it smash cuts to his girlfriend or one of his girlfriends in the movie. He's engaged in sexual intercourse. She's basically just like riding him.
Smash cuts to him smashing his girlfriend.
Yeah, like having a grand old time, just bouncing up and down. I mean, like I hate to say it, but it's like that's what the movie shows this. So she answers the door. She's like, "Excuse me, hi." He's like, "Hey, is Mark here?" oh, I'm so, you know. So then, like they do their little dry hump the air scene, and it's revolting. And Mark says, "Well, you know what you need? You need a woman. You just broke up with Sarah, and I have this great website called CupidMatchmaker.net where you can go meet all kinds of skanks. You should try it." You know,
like literally, that's what the guy says. It's
yeah. So he's like, okay, sure, yeah. So he goes and he immediately meets the love interest, the brilliant and beautiful Julie Romanoff.
Yes. Played by an actress who's actually gone on to have somewhat of a career.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, like there's always one and it's usually the girls.
Yeah.
In James Wan movies, the guys never work again. You know, Alan Baugh. As much as I love you, buddy, my Facebook friend, my homie, Alan Baugh. Your acting career. Where is it, man?
Yeah.
Where is it?
I mean, he was in Birdemic 2.
Yeah. You know, Birdemic 2 gets such a bad rap, and we've talked about it on the podcast before, but I won't get into it. We won't rehash that, even though I brought it up. But anyway, so they meet and they go on like these dates. Now the dates are in. They're eating food in these restaurants in San Francisco, and they go to all these touristy spots in San Francisco. It's very much like The Room in that respect.
Yes.
Where, it's like...
it's San Francisco, and they want you to know that it's San Francisco.
That it's definitely 100% San Francisco.
Yep.
So we cut back to the real world. I mean, oops. The real world. That's definitely not fake environment date. And you see Jack trying to make some sales, and he's failing, but kind of succeeding. But dating Julie gives him confidence, and he's able to just up his sales and blah 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 blah.
Yeah, he calls a guy early in the movie from I don't even remember what software company, and he's just like, "No, I'm not interested. Please stop calling me."
Oh, and he's on a first-name basis with him.
Yeah. And then he calls him back later, and he's like, Jack's just like, well, such and such from this other company just bought a whole lot of these chips. And the guy's like, oh,
what?
Really?
They did? Well, I'm going to buy a bunch.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
Because that's what happens.
Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Another company bought something, therefore I have to buy it? I mean, huh?
It's like this whole keeping up with the Joneses type mentality.
But okay, that doesn't work. That only works with the Joneses.
Yeah.
Unless
Not with the someone who's the head of development at a software company.
Microsoft and IBM are it's like that's not good. It doesn't work like that.
No.
But anyway, he goes, and I think he talks to his horny friend again, and he's banging another girl. And like, when do I get to meet this girl or something? It'd be like, no, she's really special. She's my hot Ferrari. I gotta go close a deal for $10 million. So anyway, so they go back and they're on a date at the what's that place called? Where it's
good
in the
Vietnamese
room.
Restaurant.
No, not a good Vietnamese restaurant. Okay, they go. Okay, first they go to a museum. Okay, and they
look at a picture of Ada Lovelace.
Yeah, and Julie just totally drops hints and says all kinds of foreshadowing things there.
Yeah,
whatever. It's really like if you know the outcome, it's kind of cringy. It's like, shut up, It's like.
I mean, you might not catch it the first time you watch it, but you will.
Yeah, on repeat viewings, yeah, you'll definitely catch it. It's definitely super cringy. It's like, shut up, James, jackass. But So anyway, so they go to, I think it's the I can't remember what the name of this place is called. It's like the Art Palace or something. It's like this big outdoor Washington Monument, or Jefferson Monument type looking thing in San Francisco. The Palace of Fine Arts, that's what it's called.
Yes.
And they're on a date there, and they're in their 1920s flappers costumes.
Yes, they're all dressed up nice and fancy.
Yeah, and the reveal is that, oh my God, this is a virtual reality environment.
Oh,
and,
what?
Yeah.
No way.
It's a virtual reality environment, and they've been out on virtual dates. And stuff.
This is like one of my favorite parts, and not just because of the actual dumb reveal itself, but it's the reaction from the guys.
Yeah, it's like none of this is real. That lake is fake. And it's probably one of the best riffs in the history of riff tracks. And like so those good. Birds are fake. And then Mike says, "Wait till you see the birds in the next movie." and Bill says it'll make those look real as hell.
He's not wrong.
Yeah. Because they do look real. And they just and James Wan just says this dumbass kind of like just like this like brief like digitized effect that like that you do in like iMovie or whatever cheap ass software he's using. So anyway, and she's like, and so Jack is like, ooh. Oh, also Jack's dumb as hell.
Yes, he is.
I think he's probably the dumbest of the James Wen's protagonists.
Even dumber than Joe and
he's definitely dumber than Rod.
Oh yeah. Which
he's
that kind of takes some work to be dumber than Rod.
Yeah, to be dumb. Oh yeah, because Rod is dumb as shit. Gosh, I'm sorry. Rod is a very dumb man. Joe is takes him a while to put some things together, but like
Joe kind of walks mostly normal.
He's not yeah. Oh, who, Joe in Replica?
Yeah.
Does he walk them? Yeah, definitely. But Jack I think is definitely the dumbest of the three. But he's also just like, also the least repulsive.
Yeah.
Because
I think
so, because at least there's a thing in James Wan movies where, in addition to being software salesmen who are down on their luck and like get involved with a woman, and then some crazy supernatural or whatever stuff happens. In addition to that, though, in Replica, Joe basically stalks both of his love interests.
Yes,
he stalks both
of them.
He stalks both. I'm blanking on the doctor's name. The surgeon, and then later her clone. He stalks them both, and then Rod sort of kind of stalks Natalie in the very beginning. He just kind of like eyeballs her and then just like
a little bit. It's way less severe.
A little bit. It's like it's a bad look at first, but turns out she's like way into it.
Yeah.
Here, like I think that Jack, while he's kind of the rock stupidest out of all three of them, he's also like the most likable, I think. Like, I would not want to hang out with Rod. I would definitely not want to hang out with Joe. But Jack, he seems like a good guy. Like, he seems sincere.
Yeah, I don't think I'd try and get away from him at a party.
Yeah, like I would definitely try to get away from Rod.
Oh, definitely, 100%.
Yeah. Joe, yeah. Jack, nah, we can hang out.
Yeah.
But
that would be okay.
But anyway, back to Julie and Jack. Julie's like, Jack is like, oh hey, I want to be with you in the real world and not just here in this fake reality. Even though it's like the most real virtual reality ever seen in movie history this side of Ready Player One. It's
I would take this virtual reality over the Oasis any day.
Yeah, because the Oasis is a pile, but and you can run it on your laptop.
I could probably run it on my laptop.
Yeah, you could run it on that 2002 laptop that he had. That's when this movie was made. But anyway, so he's back. Back on his 2002 laptop when Wi-Fi wasn't even a thing.
Yeah,
plug
it in with the Ethernet.
Yep. But so Julie says, "I have to go. You're like I can't do this." And she logs off and she not ghosts him, but just like is basically just hang. She hangs up on him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she basically hangs up on him. Yeah.
He's like trying to find her now after this, and he ends up. He talks to James and his character, who's
right, he's in this movie, isn't he?
Yeah, isn't he like the professor, college professor or something?
Don't forget to do your homework. Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, so he goes and he talks to him a little bit, and then he goes and he talks to her parents,
the Romanovs. Huh?
Yeah, and we get the second dumb reveal in this movie.
That she's dead.
She's dead, and he's been dating her consciousness that was uploaded to a neural computing device.
Yeah.
But she died from a brain tumor.
So anyway, Tippi Hedren is the mom.
Yeah.
And there's like she's has a scene with like some birds. Now wait, she's named after her? That's weird. That is weird. Like, how often do you see girls being named after their moms? It's confusing. That doesn't make any sense. But anyway, so Tippi Hedren is Julie's mom, and she has a scene with some birds and some like really forced, cringy reference to like her being in The Birds by Alfred Hitchcock.
Yeah. She's like, if you don't feed them, they get pretty restless. But we find out that Julie was adopted from Russia.
Okay, so was it James Wan's intention to imply that she may have been a surviving Romanov?
I think so. I mean, her name's Romanov, so why not?
Yeah. Okay. So she's basically the lawful ruler of the Russian Empire.
Well, she was until the brain tumor took her out.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah. So now the Romanovs are really gone.
Yep.
Yeah. She's the czar or czaress, whatever. I don't know. So all I know is that King George kind of screwed his cousin over. But that's another thing. That's a whole
other story for another time.
For another kind of podcast.
Yes. But Jack finds Julie again in the virtual reality, and she basically shows him the computer that her consciousness is in, like this weird orb thing.
Yeah. And she's like, this is where my consciousness is. And doesn't Jack get all pissy?
Yeah.
And like, I don't know if I want to be with you. And she's like, woo!
He doesn't know if he can because she's, technically not real.
Yeah, and she he wants to okay. Well, what the movie very clumsily tries to get around to is that Jack wants to bonk her.
Yeah.
But, okay, yeah, and he'd be like, well, I don't know if I can have physical love. So he goes to this church.
He goes to church like you do.
He goes to this church and he goes to this Hallelujah Praise Jesus choir church, and he goes up and talks to
Like
hanging out with my family guy.
Is he the
who's
choir
pastor.
leader, right?
Yeah, but he's also the priest.
Is he okay? Because I know the song they're singing a song about spiritual love.
Yeah, like kind of on the nose.
Yeah.
So he goes up and he asks just the. Now, okay, look. He's a priest, but he's still also a total stranger, man.
Yeah.
He basically go up and asks, it's be like, I want to be with this woman, but I can't do her. Do you have any advice for me, Father?
Can you still love someone who's not here?
Yeah, who's yeah. And then he gives some kind of convoluted answer. Be like, love is in your heart or something. And so he's like, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to have this celibate relationship with a ghost in the machine.
Yep.
So they go back to the virtual Palace of Fine Arts, and they're there in their costumes. And well, I think it doesn't matter. So he talks to Julie, and they kiss, and they'll be like, "I've decided that I want to be with you."
I can
and
love
Julie's
you.
like, "Yeah," and Julie's like, "That's great, but my cyber network is crumbling, and soon I'm gonna die again." And Jack is like, "What? No!" And he's like, "I can't." And then they kiss, and she f-offs,
And that's the end of the
movie ends.
Yep.
Yeah. That's just like, wow, that was kind of a bummer.
Not as much of a bummer as the ending of Zindy.
At
least there's that.
Vanderpool man just redeemed I'm Batman for 1,000 of your channel points.
Yep, I've got my mask on.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah, I don't have your thing.
See,
up,
listeners, after the fact, this is the type of stuff that you miss out on when you're not watching the actual live show. You're missing me with a plastic Frank Miller modeled old man Batman mask on my face.
Hot take: Frank Miller can't draw. The Dark Knight Returns looks like garbage. There, I said it. But Rad B Show, also, if you're a woman named after your mom, are you a junior? I think
I don't know.
that's up to the parents, wouldn't it be? Like, just filling out the birth certificate. Like, I know you're a senior.
Yes.
Yeah, so your son Jeremy is Jeremy Pluta Jr.
Yes, correct.
I don't know if speaking out of turn here. I didn't want to put your son's name out there.
Oh no, he's
Okay.
got his own little Twitch thing and TikTok and all that
cool.
stuff.
So Rad B Show, I don't know. I think that would probably be up to the mom or the dad.
Yeah, probably. It'd be kind of fun, I think, to have a daughter that was a junior, like named after, I don't know.
So anyway, Julie and Jack, and I have a couple of questions about it. And we've already talked about how this is just peak riff tracks.
Yeah.
And just how similar it is to both Replica and Birdemic. That's already been covered. My thing is, like, with some I have some internal logic questions about Julie and Jack. I think the one that comes to me that stands out to me most, and I don't know why it does, but it does, is that why are they going on virtual dates that they could very easily just walk to?
Because she's not real.
Okay, well, why? Yeah, okay. Obviously, that's that's the answer. But why? Jack could be like, hey, I live here. Maybe we could go to like outer space or something for our dude, on YouTube. YouTube has like ambient Star Trek: The Next Generation bridge stuff.
I think it's just because he didn't want to make it
for
obvious.
you to fall asleep. Yeah, if you wanted to go to like virtual museums, whatever. I guess that's fun if you're into that. But you could go to a real museum. Jack's still a real person.
Yeah,
he can do all kinds of fantasy stuff. And what's Julie gonna say? No, you're a ghost. You don't have a choice.
She's not going to say anything now because she's all like degraded and doesn't exist.
We're Hey, guess what? We're going full Ready Player One. We're gonna go get the rings. We're gonna go get the ring. Like, I'm gonna be Frodo. You're gonna be Sam. Because I'm into feet. And we're gonna take the ring to Mordor. And you don't have a choice because you're a ghost.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I would do.
Just go full Oasis and yeah.
But don't make it weird. All right, don't go like, I know I just said go full Ready Player One. Maybe not go full Ready Player One, but like, I don't know. I think you have to find a balance. But I definitely would be doing some fantasy stuff instead of just going to that would be me going to visit the Ogden sign on 17th Street, but I could just get in my car and go down there. I don't know if you're listening to this, Connor Listoka, Ogden, Ogden, but that's what that would be like.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's one of my gripes about Julie and Jack. The
so
movie
Dave,
itself. Yeah.
Now we get to our question. Would you watch Julie and Jack on Rift?
You know what? Yeah, I think I would, because this harkens, and it really is only because of Rift Tracks, really, because I think I would be interested to see what it would be like watching it vanilla. Just because this movie and this riff just brings me so much joy. It harkens back to a time when I didn't hate James Wan personally with the heat of 1,000 suns.
Yeah.
And I was just a fan of his movies and of Riff Tracks, and he didn't it harkens back to that time. It's this reminds me of time when I didn't have all that hate in my soul, and I like that. So I think I would, just so that, just so that I could have that nostalgia and, maybe feel some joy again in my life.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. What about you? Would you watch this movie on Rift?
I think I would. This is actually, out of the 3 James Wan movies that they have Rift, this is the only one that I haven't watched vanilla. Replica,
I think it is available on Rift Tracks on Rift, I believe.
Replica I saw on Rift because Rift Tracks released it that way first.
Same here, yeah.
The only way that it had ever seen the light of day was through them. And then Birdemic, I watched it way back when it first came out. And then after I learned about what Rift Tracks was, then I saw that they were doing it. I'm like, oh yeah. Now I can actually watch this movie and not hate myself.
It's hard for me to watch Birdemic on Rift. It really is. It's really that bad.
It's like you said, he somehow has gotten worse.
He's awful.
Movie.
Speaking of worse,
oh god,
our riff of the year last year, or mine, I should say, Suburban Sasquatch, by how do you say his name? David
Wascovich.
David Wascovich, the Wascally Wascovich.
Yeah.
Earlier this year, Riff Tracks released their riff of his movie that came before this, Fungicide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think there is some evidence here that supports your theory about movie makers getting better, because overall, I Suburban Sasquatch is a better movie than Fungicide.
Yeah, Suburban Sasquatch is definitely far and away a better movie than Fungicide. I watched this movie today. I watched the riff, and you know how much I love Suburban Sasquatch.
Yes, I sure do.
This kind of goes back to the discussion we had on Wednesday's episode about Roller Gator and
Baby Ghost. Yeah.
Okay. About wanting something because something else was so great, and then you get that thing and you're just like, this is not what I was expecting.
This is worse than I ever imagined.
Yeah, this Fungicide, like I think we kind of have that same kind of relationship with Fungicide and Suburban Sasquatch, because the Suburban Sasquatch is so charming and just so off the charts, just bad, awful, and just like everything that's good about awful movies is contained in Suburban Sasquatch.
Yeah,
where Fungicide, it's just like, it's bad, but it's like cringy bad. It's like, I mean, not saying that Suburban Sasquatch isn't cringy bad, but like Fungicide is not charming in the way that, yeah, we're not criticizing riff tracks or anything, but where Fungicide is not Suburban Sasquatch.
No,
it's I mean, it does kind of have that hilarious production value in terms of its monsters, but
the monsters
the mushrooms are something else.
Yes,
so,
definitely. So this movie, it takes place at like a bed and breakfast retreat type thing.
Yeah,
and we've got a few characters there. There's
well, let's start at the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's start at the beginning. At the very beginning, there's this mad scientist literally in his parents' basement making Alka-Seltzer potions and whatnot. And upstairs, his aging mother and father are booking a vacation for him.
Yeah, they're kind of forcing a vacation for him.
Yeah, so and the old lady calls up our hotel owner, who we'll get to in a minute.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Hey, do you have any rooms available?" And the hotel lady's like, hippie lady is like, "Oh, yes, we do. We have many rooms available." And then mom is like, "Okay, well, he won't be there for a few hours. Is that okay?" And then Mike correctly says, "Well, yes, that's generally how reservations work 100% of the time." It's like David Waskovich doesn't like he's never stayed at a hotel in his life. It's like so disconnected, like somebody trying to write about something they don't know about.
Yeah.
Which is odd, since like I think that probably everybody that's listening has had some kind of experience with a hotel.
Yeah.
Even if you haven't had an experience with a hotel, if you're in that very minor part of society that's never stayed in a hotel in your life, you've at least seen somebody stay at a hotel on TV.
Yeah, you know what it's like.
It doesn't seem like David. It doesn't seem like the director. I've already forgotten how to say his name again. David.
Let's just call him Waskovich. That's what it looks like.
It just seems like that's just none of that is part of his experience.
No,
and it just seemed very odd to me.
So, we've got this bed and breakfast.
Jeremy, are you there?
Yes. Hello. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Uh-oh. What happened? Technical difficulties. Okay, we're going to take 1 second, and I'm going to disconnect this call from Dave, and we're going to re-call it. So just give me 1 second. This is an episode of the True Blue Riffcast if we don't have technical difficulties. That's kind of our thing. We have a lot of technical difficulties. So give me a sec, and let me bring this back up. Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, good. Just a little hiccup. Just a minor little hiccup. That's all it is.
Okay. So I don't know. I talked for a while after that. I don't know where I got cut off. So I'll let you.
I heard the whole thing. The whole hotel rant and everything was there. Yeah. So, but yeah, after they call, oh my gosh, this bed and breakfast is nuts. At least the person who runs it is nuts. Her name is Jade.
Oh, she's crazy.
She's a hippie. But we also have our other characters here. We've got the real estate developer who, of course, is a sleazebag.
Yeah. Oh God.
Why not? I mean, if you're a real estate developer, you're a sleazebag. That's always your role in a movie. There's a military survivalist who I think he thinks he's on a reality show.
Yeah, that doesn't because but you don't see any. But what he has there's at least one cameraman out there with him that's played by another actor.
But I think
that's like in the same scene.
I think he just paid that guy to follow him around, and film him for this fake reality TV show called Last Man Standing. And then we have my favorite character, the professional wrestler, who has to take pills because if he doesn't take these pills, then he will spontaneously combust. He will explode, and because that's a thing.
That's a thing that happens. Okay, now listeners of this podcast will probably remember for a number of years, I myself performed locally as a professional wrestler under the moniker Charlie B. Okay, I know quite a few professional wrestlers, real pro wrestlers. And I've never met, in my experience, any of them who had to take medicine or otherwise they would literally explode. That's.
I just took a drink at the way wrong point.
I was like, did I lose him again? But no, I don't get it. I mean, and there are some professional wrestling illusions later on down when we get to the mushrooms kicking each other's asses and everything.
Yeah.
But it's I think it just goes back to I don't know if this is played for jokes or or I'll spontaneously combust because it seems like it's being played for a joke, but then other times it seems like it's being played for drama.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's a real
it seems like David Waskovich thinks that this is a real condition that a person could have, and I feel like at times it's played straight, serious, like we're supposed to take it seriously.
There are no illusions in pro wrestling, says Brad B. Show.
There are plenty of illusions, trust me.
It's real to me.
No. Yeah, all the freaking injuries I suffered doing that. Those were fake. They were fake as hell.
Yeah.
But anyway, so our scientist man finally gets to the cabin, and first thing that happens is that he trips and his potions fall through the cracks of the deck and mutates these mushrooms created, and that's like the genesis of the mushroom monster.
Yes. And we get some wonderful scenes inside the house with all of the characters interacting with each other.
Yeah. And all they're they're just sitting there shoulder to shoulder on the couch like you do when you're staying at a cabin with three other strangers.
Yeah.
I think Mike, Kevin, or Bill said they're just sitting there eyeball deep in their own ball sweat because it's just
yeah, they're squished together on this couch.
Yeah, it's just so relaxing.
Yeah.
Jeremy, if you and me didn't know each other and we both just happened to be the same guests at the same cabin in the woods, and we were both renting out rooms. I don't even know if that's a thing you can do, but I'd go down and I went down and I just sat right next to you, you were my best friend. What would you think of me? Would you
I would think that that you're a jerk with no personal boundaries.
Yeah, but these three are just we're come on, man. It's just
ridiculous.
The level that this movie is disconnected from reality, and it's gonna get worse because then the mushrooms attack, I guess, because a lot of weird stuff happens between them.
There's a lot of really weird stuff.
Ultimately, the mushrooms attack
We get like an exterminator that gets killed.
Yeah. Oh, and there's also I want to say she's a hooker or a thief or something.
One of the two. It's
yeah. What? Yeah.
Which is kind of it's kind of a weird it's either this or this, but
yeah,
she
it's
does
not
seem like a
clear.
lady of the night.
Yeah, but it's played by the same actress that is the hippie lady who owned one of the main characters.
Yeah. They do kind of show her from farther away.
But it's still very clear.
Yeah.
Very clear, this is who it is.
She gets eaten by a mushroom in a car.
Yeah.
With a bunch of really bad CG blood, which I think probably carried over into Suburban Sasquatch, because I remember seeing that same kind of blood pouring out of people.
Oh, like the digital blood?
Yeah.
From that that come from all the victims and stuff. Yeah.
I mean, he bought the effects pack. He's gonna get his money worth.
He's gonna use it, you know.
But we get little puppets.
Yeah.
At first they're small. They're like little arm puppets, and the hands just in the mouth.
Yeah, just
they have more articulation to them than any of the puppets in Feeders ever did.
I will go this far, and I love Roller Gator, but that mushroom puppet has more articulation than Roller Gator.
Oh yeah, Roller Gator can barely move. I mean, the arms and legs are all just molded to the body. So
yeah.
But then as the movie progresses, we get some CG. Very very bad CG mushrooms, and then we got people in full size mushroom costumes.
Yeah, so these mushroom costumes. Okay,
that are an unfortunate shade of
color and shape. Yeah, they look like penises, guys.
Yes.
Okay,
exactly.
So should we talk about what else is there to say about the penis mushrooms? That they do. They look like colossal human-sized wangs walking around there with hands coming out there and fluid coming out of the shaft, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the digital effects briefly.
They're terrible.
So, if you've seen Suburban Sasquatch, you know that David Waskovich likes to play around with digital effects to very limited effectiveness.
Yes, very limited.
So they have to go out and fight the mushroom monsters. Okay, the army of mushroom monsters descending on the cabin, and they have to go out and fight for their freedom or whatever. So a bunch of them go out there and they have machetes and whatnot.
A big plastic Halloween costume machete.
You can tell David Waskovich just told these actors, go out there and just flail around because
punch and kick and swing and
and just do. And I will put the mushroom I will put the mushrooms around you based on where you're going to be and all your ridiculous flailing.
Yes.
And they do that. And to Waskovich's credit, that's what he did. He was able to. No, okay, I'm not saying it looks good.
No.
But he definitely put the mushrooms where they needed to be based on what these weirdos were doing.
Yeah.
So at least okay, thumbs up. You're able to do that, Dave. Hooray for you. So the real estate agent dies. And so they all Birdemic style. They all they got to run away to another location.
Yeah.
And for some reason, the pro wrestler decides that he's going to sacrifice himself.
Okay, so what they're doing here is after the very obvious toy gun that they use to shoot these guys, which just makes them dissolve or shatter. That shattered glass effect with the bad CG. And so that's either that or, they melt. And they find out a little bit earlier in the movie, that balsamic vinegar is like a weakness for these mushrooms. So the lady's like, "Hey, I have a whole barrel of that in my house, and we can use it to kill them." And the best part about this is they call it like balsamic, not balsamic, balsamic. And it's such a terrible pronunciation of the word, but they're trying to get back in the house, and so the wrestler decides that he's going to sacrifice himself so that the Jade and whatever the survivalist guy's name is can get back in the house and get to the balsamic.
You don't know what his name is?
I don't remember.
His name is Major Wang, Jeremy. They made a big deal about
That's
it.
right.
His name is Major Wang.
The name escaped me momentarily, and it shouldn't have.
Yes, his name was Major Wang,
Yes.
and they're being like, well, that's an appropriate name for you. What does that mean?
So they go in. He stands outside. He throws his pills away, and then he stands there and he starts like grunting like the Hulk.
So his body knew, like okay, so until he explodes.
Yeah, and he just goes up as in a big fireball, takes out a bunch of these bad CG. It's a bad CG fireball, first of all, and then it takes out a bunch of these bad CG mushroom creatures that are trying to kill him. They go in. The barrel is also CG, and the guy's like, "Oh, I've got a fuse. We can light it from here," because balsamic vinegar is known for its for being flammable.
It's explosive properties.
Yeah. So he's got like this little tiny rope that's like maybe 7 inches long in his hand, and he's like, "I got a fuse," and they put it in and they light it, and it's this bad CG barrel in a bad CG like crawl space, and it says balsamic vinegar on it. And it's got this super long fuse all of a sudden. It goes down and it explodes. And then we get this really weird CG shot of like a mountainside.
Yeah,
and
I don't know what that. I don't know what that's about.
It made me think of what is it? What's the movie? The Bulk movie. Amazing Bulk or whatever.
Oh, The Amazing Bulk.
Yeah, it reminded me of that for whatever reason. That's what I thought of when I saw it the first time. They make a couple of Lord of the Rings jokes. Again. But it's like this purple ring just like goes out as the shockwave from the balsamic. I gotta say it like they say it. The balsamic vinegar exploding, and it just like wipes out all of the mushrooms in the area, and they leave. And that's not quite the end of the movie though, because then we get a time jump to 1 year later.
1 year later, okay. So this seemed very, it seemed very odd to me. So they're at a book signing.
The whole movie is very odd, Dave.
Yeah, okay, but outside of the bookstore, it just says bookstore signing today.
Yeah.
And they even call this out in the riff. It's supposed to be like somebody like, "Hey, I don't know who you guys are, what your book is, but I'm like way into signings." So I
saw there was a signing today.
So
they have just a bunch of
like the survive. Yeah, they had a signing. I guess they wrote a book about what they went through.
Yeah, and
but
the
like,
prop.
Okay,
the prop for these books.
The prop books are awful.
They're terrible.
You could tell they just got like I don't even know if they probably weren't even the same book.
No, because the covers look different on them.
So they got these. They
got a bunch of hardcover books.
Yeah, they got a bunch of hardcover books, and they got these cheap white dust jackets, and
it's a printed piece of paper, is what it is.
And so. Like I had like our book on like the cover of it, and
Fungicide.
They're just going through, it was called Fungicide, and I don't understand. I guess where the props are awful. That stuck out to me the most, but what stuck out to me was that what publisher was paying them for this story. And is there a demand for this story? Is this story was it famous?
I mean, it must have been because they're doing book signings.
News? Were there like I don't understand how people would know about the story, because generally when you have an interest in like when you write a book about when they landed that plane in the Hudson River and they had that guy Sully write a book about it. Okay, you would not have gotten that book unless the news covered it and a lot of people knew about it. Therefore, there was an interest in the story itself, and that generated demand for the book and the movie starring Tom Hanks, on which it was later based. You don't have that here.
No.
So you don't have. So it was just basically like 4 people at most at this cabin in I don't even know what state.
They never establish where it actually takes place.
Yeah, so but the thing is they're signing all kinds of books, like, here you go. I'm giving this definitely to this person that is right there. Be like, it's like this it's very strange. It doesn't make like the levels of being disconnected from reality that this movie is. It just it boggles the mind.
Yeah, but then we see.
And the mad scientist. He supposedly died. Then he comes back in evil, maniacal, mad scientist lap, like, I'm buying your book.
He's standing there in front of them with an apple, and he makes an apple a day keeps me away or something.
Yeah,
or keeps evil away or something. It's really dumb. And then he just laughs, and they just sit there and look at him, and then the movie ends. That's it.
Like, what? Okay.
Like, I think they make a joke asking if they're, like, going to make an Apple-themed sequel.
I hope not. Well, they didn't do it. It's kind of like with Baby Ghost and Roller Gator.
Yeah.
Where it'd be like, well, watch out for Baby Ghost 2 or Roller Gator 2. Nope, didn't happen.
Thankfully.
Also very famously in Super Mario Brothers, where there's a sequel tease that never ever happens.
Yeah. Thankfully.
Yeah.
So Dave, that brings us once again to our question. Would you watch Fungicide Unriffed?
I don't think I would. I think if I watched this Unriffed, I think I would get it's really that bad. Like, I think I might watch Suburban Sasquatch Unriffed just because of the run around. I definitely would watch Suburban for that, because that's fun. This movie is just like, you would get 5 minutes in, not even that far, and just be like, nope. And you would hit the stop button on your VCR and you would pull it out. And you'd pull out the VHS tape that this thing was actually literally filmed on. Yep. No, I couldn't. Jeremy, would you watch this movie on Rift?
Hell no.
Okay.
I would also, like you, be more apt to watch Suburban Sasquatch Unriffed. I don't think I would actually. But I would rather watch that one Unriffed than Fungicide.
Yeah.
Because
definitely.
Fungicide is awful.
Yeah. So so that's Fungicide. I don't really have anything more to say about it other than, like, get it for $9.99 at rifftracks.com.
It is such a good riff, though. There's so much. Like, the whole thing about the balsamic vinegar is probably my favorite, running thing, and how they pronounce it. And because they're even correcting each other when they're making the jokes about it. Because I think Bill says balsamic and Kevin's like, balsamic.
I think my favorite bit, anytime like the guys like attempt to quit riff tracks, I think it's pretty funny. Even though, of course it's BS.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think it's done really well this time. So I think that was my favorite bit from this.
Yeah,
is like,
that's so much fun when they do that too. Is that the one? Was it the end of that where Kevin's just like, "Oh, I need to go check on this," and he like, "I'll be right back," and he just leaves at the end.
No. Well,
or was that?
It's not this one. It's
Julie and Jack. I think I'm getting them crossed because I just rewatched both of them.
Well,
today.
then, no, that doesn't happen with Julie and Jack.
It's got to be on this one. I don't know.
Talking about, yeah, must be talking about Fungicide. Do you know how many movies Rift Tracks has done?
A lot.
A lot. So many we can't even keep them straight anymore.
Yeah, it's some of them merge together in the brains.
Some of them, like earlier, like before the podcast started, I was looking at a list of episodes we've done, and I saw a movie, and I was like, "What is this movie? We talked about this?" And then Jeremy describes the movie perfectly, and I was like, "I talked about this. I watched this movie, and I had an in-depth discussion about it. I don't remember this at all."
Yeah.
But apparently I did watch it. And I forgot all about it. And it's a Rift Tracks, and I'm just like, huh, interesting. I must have flushed it.
Yeah. So yeah, that's Fungicide, guys.
Yep.
I mean, it's it's terrible. Great riff, terrible movie.
What are we looking at next week?
That's what I'm looking at here. I'm going through the catalog, trying to find something that we haven't talked about in depth. And I gotta bring up our master list here too.
So we've done all the James Wan movies.
Yep, those are all done. We finally
we finally
exhausted
knocked
those.
them all out.
Let's see.
Well, let's pick something from my favorite era of Rift Tracks. Let's pick something else from 2015.
All right.
That we haven't talked about. I'm pretty sure we've talked about Rock and Roll Nightmare.
Yes, I do believe we talked about that one because we talked about the amazing fight at the end of it.
Yes, I believe have we talked about No Retreat? Your favorite No Retreat, No Surrender?
You know what? No, we have not. All right, guys.
Well, what are we doing?
I think we're doing No Retreat, No Surrender next week.
Yeah. So next week we'll at least. I mean, that's one of the things we'll talk about.
Yes.
So
that's your homework, guys. You got to watch No Retreat, No Surrender before next Sunday.
All right. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. I'm down.
Everybody listening, that's your homework. No Retreat, No Surrender. And then we'll do another one if there's a new release on Friday. Which we haven't had one in a little while, so I'm fully expecting one this week. So we'll definitely be talking about the new release if there is one, and there should be. And if not, we'll find another movie to talk about along with No Retreat, No Surrender, the Riff Tracks release of No Retreat, No Surrender, which is still my personal favorite.
Is it still your number one? Okay, cool. I mean, that's why I brought it up. I was like, it's your favorite. Have we talked about that?
Yes.
Seems like a huge omission.
Yeah.
If it's your number one.
And it is. No Retreat, No Surrender is available through the Rift Tracks Friends subscription service. So it's a cheaper way to watch it if you don't already own it. And if you do own it, then watch it again. Refresh your memory from the movie that was released October 15th, 2015.
Nice. All right, cool.
Yeah, until then, we don't. Again, we don't have a Patreon to plug anymore. Just us here on Twitch live every Sunday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you do want to support us, of course, the easiest way to do that on Twitch is with bits or a subscription. And right now, I think the subscriptions are on sale for the month of September.
Yeah,
20% off or something like that. Yeah. If you like the podcast, make sure you catch up on past episodes. You can find those basically on any podcast platform. We're like everywhere, and iHeartRadio, Pandora, Amazon Music, of course, Apple and Google Podcasts, and whatever your favorite platform is, Stitcher, Spotify, it doesn't matter. We're there. You can find us anywhere. You can catch up on the podcast, and you can find me online at pbandawesome.com, which has not been updated since they announced the live show dates this year. I do have some stuff that I want to start putting up there again, but you can find me on Twitter at pbandawesome, and of course you can follow the podcast on Twitter at tbriffcast.
And you can follow me on Twitter at dchadwickauthor. You can check out my website, davechadwick.info. And if you want to support me, you can check out my new novel, Monkey, on Amazon. It's 99 cents right now. Go pick that up on the Kindle.
Monkey, a novel.
Yep, Monkey, a novel. Jeremy's read it. It's
Oh, yeah. I loved it. I thought it was really funny.
Jeremy can vouch for it. So It's only 99 cents. Take a chance. I've put it down that low so people will take a chance on it. And if you like it, drop a review. Help me out. I would very much appreciate it. It's about a wish-granting monkey.
Yes,
it's very hilarious.
Wish-granting, foul-mouthed monkey.
Yes, he likes to say the F word a lot.
Yes, yes, he does.
He's like a Martin Scorsese monkey, Joe Pesci monkey.
All right, guys. So we're gonna go ahead and the only thing that I canceled it. The only thing that seems fitting is for us.
We're gonna do a raid.
We're gonna go jump into the Rifftracks channel.
Okay. Oh, cool.
And we'll be back next Sunday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until then, we'll see you guys later.
Rock till you die.
And we just got to wait for this raid to be ready because, again, I accidentally canceled it because I'm a dum-dum. Oh, boy. All right. Now we're ready to go. We'll see you guys later.